So what attracted you to doing renovations, home flipping? What's your story there? Where was your aha moment? Why does it make you happy? And then from there, why does Cabin Wars fit into that journey?
So we both were in corporate America first, and I was in oil and gas, and Garland was in transportation. We had two beautiful children. I came home one day and said, I need more time with them.
Missing out on school functions and field trips, the schedule just wasn't conducive. I was leaving home at 3:30 in the morning. I never got to eat breakfast with my kids for 12 years. We started the business so that she could start being a bigger part of our kids' lives. She actually started the business on her own. And then 2 years later, I actually joined full time.
I think
That's why the E comes first. And we joke and we really joke that the G is silent, y'all.
He is not silent at all anymore, for sure.
So I have the why Cabin Wars. To be honest, we've had a lot of clients and friends of ours tell us that we would be great for TV. I just think it would be fun and different. Every day we build custom projects. We're not building spec homes. So we work with clients every day. So this being us getting to do our job for fun, basically, like it really seems exciting to me.
I think that tails back to the other question too, is why did we start doing what we were doing? I had a love for houses and design for a very long time. I would make him go to parade of homes all the time, and he would be so frustrated, and I would just fall in love. But then I would also pick apart what I would do differently. And so when we started doing custom homes, I realized that I love designing that part, but we never get to do the joy of it for what we would pick anymore. We get to guide our clients, right? But we don't get the ultimate say at the end. And I think when this came across, it was just, number one, it was local. It would elevate our community. And then I was like, we would actually get to design it how we would want to glamp. And we used to camp. So I am a glamper. I am not tenting anywhere at all. And he's hiked the Grand Canyon and slept on a mat. So we are two totally different people and individuals there. And I thought when we saw this and people were sharing, obviously, and I thought it would be a really cool experience.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Excellent.
So what do y'all believe about your unique skills and personality that set you apart from other competitors?
You answer this one.
We have two totally different personalities. We are married and we are entrepreneurs, and we are couple entrepreneurs, right? We work full time together and we are married full time together. And so I think that a lot of people don't know what that dynamic looks like, and our personalities are different. I'm very organized. I'm very OCD. I like things done a certain way. And my husband is very ADD and scatterbrained and very creative. And so it just meshes well with arguments.
We have two different styles of problem solving as well. Like I was trained in transportation management dealing with truck drivers. So, there was no line of truck drivers at the door. So you had to work with the employees that you had. So my style of managing the subcontractors is much more along the lines of, well, what works for you and what works for you, and let's meet in the middle. And Erica's is more, I need you here now. So,
this is the expectation, and we're going to go 10% higher than that too. I always want to elevate a little bit more or ask for a little bit more.
So if we're going to be honest, if I need somebody at a job this week and they tell me they can't, I'm going to try and talk them into coming this week. If that's not successful, Erica's probably going to call them, and they're going to come this week.
So the joke is on our job sites and with our subs. So I think it's only fair to say that we've been in business since 2017, and I have all of the same subcontractors. I love them. They are my team. They are my family. I can't look as good as I do on my website and at my projects without their skill set, right? They know what my expectation level is. It's set from 7 years ago. But they love Garland because he's like the buddy, the pal, the good. Oh, I need your help. I'll be there. Oh, we forgot this. We'll go run and go pick it up. And my thought process is that where did the schedule mess up? Where did somebody not check something? And how can we do better? Constantly learning that process better. So now the joke is, if I show up on the job site, everybody says, she's here. What did we do? What happened?
Yeah, what did we do wrong?
What did we do wrong? And I have to tell them, I just haven't seen you. We've processed ourselves so well that I don't even see my guys anymore. They pick their checks up in a Dropbox. They get them on a Thursday. Like, can I not just want to see you guys? So it's just a running joke. So.
And what's interesting enough is we have an interesting relationship personality, but it's always respectful. So being that I came from a corporate world, I understand that Erica's personality is much more like my corporate boss. So I know what she wants. She wants a root cause analysis. She wants to know what's the fix. Even though she's frustrated, she's not mad at me. She's just trying to do something to make our product and our business better. So we have a professional amount of drama.
That's awesome.
That's perfect.
So you guys play good cop, bad cop, or is it bad cop, worse cop?
No, it's good cop, bad cop.
100%.
And
sometimes it's exhausting being the bad cop.
Just tell us a little bit more about your family. That's number one. Number two, a big challenge that you had to overcome, and how did you overcome that?
All right, on the family side of things, I would say we're very relatable. We have a 12-year-old son that plays travel baseball. We have a 7-year-old daughter that's in competitive dance. They both go to Catholic school. We're just very busy with that. 2 dogs, we've been married going on 17 years. So we've been together for a long time, and we have that stereotypical family. Everything's really going well.
Yeah, so I think everybody's family life is crazy and
like a job issue.
Right. And ours just happens to overflow into work, right? And so when I think about jobs that have happened that have had issues, I just think about how Hurricane Ida came through and we had over 20 projects working at that time period. And when we had certain projects that were going on and then the hurricane hit, and then how our community needed us moving forward after, but then the shortage of subcontractors because everybody was pulled in different ways, the stress level of that and how we all came together as a team and as a company
to finish our job,
and then to finish even helping our community therefore after.
So that's a really great point that you brought up, because I think Hurricane Ida is something that's great to talk about for the show, because we were out of power for 2 or 3 days, and we decided to go to our friend's house in Mobile where we could have internet and electricity and take shower, just have a normal life with our kids. On the way there, we finally got phone service, and that's when we realized that our business was blowing up with phone calls. I've got a tree in my house. I need somebody to get it off. So we ended up getting to Mobile, loading up our car, buying a generator, and coming back. And we started going to assess our friends' houses and getting trees out of people's houses. And we went to work tarping roofs. And like she said, we ended up with 20-something jobs. And it was a real big challenge because you were still dealing with the supply chain demands from COVID. At the same time, there's a shortage in labor.
It was kind of like its own hurricane within itself, and how to maneuver that as a business owner was very trying at that time. And then I think then we saw budgets increase on those projects that we had already started. And so just maneuvering that, but then at the end of the day, seeing the transformation of all of those projects come to fruition, and then also see all of our clients just be so humbled
to get their homes
back. That was probably our biggest
community impact.
That's amazing.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Cast a vision for me. It's the orientation day. People get to see your final product under the lines of the power of transformation. Customer walks in. What are they going to see? How are they going to react?
I'm probably going to cry. I love that transformation period. That's my favorite part of my job. But to say, what's it going to look like as a designer? I don't know what I want the cabin to look like yet. I saw the reel that you put up, and we sat and talked about it. I want to be able to walk in it that first day and feel it and know what it's going to look like. Our envision for what it would look like would come from the surroundings around it, and knowing what the vision of the project is therefore after, to make sure it encompasses some of that.
Functionality.
Like glamping for sure.
Yeah. I mean, for me, functionality is very important. We had our own travel trailer, and utilized it glamping for a few years. I know what's important. Everybody wants to watch the Saturday football game at the campground and they want to grill, and it's about functionality. And one thing that we're tied to glamping about it, there's so many, we don't have our camper anymore. Once our kids got into so many different sports, it got to be too much and we didn't get to go enough. There's so many long-term core memories that we made as a family that they're going to last a lifetime. Our kids are going to remember it and we're going to remember it. I know that functionality is very important. It's going to look really nice, feel really nice, and it's going to be very functional.
The one thing, like as he's talking, I'm sitting here trying to envision it, right? And I think about when I used to go to Gatlinburg or to the lake house with my grandparents. I want to see books. I want to see board games. Although it can be glamping, you want to bring that back to old school camping too. You can have high-end elevated material things, but then let's keep it back to family oriented time, which would be the football game, the game. So I think that those little nuances definitely have to have part in the budget to have some cornhole outside ready for a football game, I guess.
Yeah, or horseshoes or something.
So when Garland says that we camped, let's be honest, we lived in our camper at Reunion Lake here locally.
So we lived at Reunion Lake for 6 months while we built our house. So we're very familiar with Reunion Lake to the point that we really don't want to go back there. You stay there for 6 months. You stay there for 6 months, it gets old.
But what you're looking at for what other type of experience do you want, and how could we help another family enjoy the same experience but at an elevated level?
How do y'all think viewers will connect with your personality, style, or approach on this show?
They're either gonna love my personality or they're going to hate it. I have a very direct personality. You see the hair, you see the vibe that I give off. I'm like this all the time. I'm typically in heels and dress. So even if I come on property, that's what you get. That is me all the time. But I am probably the most humbling person that will give you the shirt off my back. But this is me all the time.
We're definitely relatable when it goes back to the stereotypical family, the son, the daughter, the dog. And then we're very competitive. It's something that we really haven't talked about much, but we could probably argue over who's more competitive. My wife was a competitive dancer, and then I played baseball growing up. Just naturally, we are very competitive people, so we're going to want to win. And then very hardworking, and we're going to have quality results. I think the personalities are going to be fun to watch.
I don't know why I chuckle at that, but every time he says it, I just.
Erika said one of her concerns is that people might think she's too hard on me.
Did you see that they all just laughed? They all just laughed.
I can take it. I can take it. It's fine.
They're gonna make me have to be the crazy wife, but that's okay.
Are you concerned about that, Garland?
I know what it is. I understand that without Erika and without her personality, we wouldn't be the business or as successful as we are.
And then I can't do what I do as far as growing our business and elevating us and being as involved and having opportunities like this without him being on the job sites and helping do that either. So it is a good balance, but it's definitely a wild journey, whether this happens or not.
So it sounds there's a couple of things that I heard you guys say that I kind of want to draw out a little bit. Number one is how much your family means to you and how you didn't want to work a corporate job because you wanted to be around your family. And then the second thing is how much your community means to you and how you guys came back and helped after Hurricane Ida and helped that rebuilding process. So with your family and your community in mind, picture it's the last day and the vote results come in and you guys find out that you won. What does that mean to you in regards to your family and your community?
So giving back to our community is our number one thing. We did a sunflower project a couple of years ago where E&G had the opportunity to help a single female that was down in her luck. And we got together with all of our vendors and our subcontractors, and we built her a teeny home for nothing.
For free.
For free. The support that we had from that, I think, continues to inspire me and Garland to continue to give back to our community. And doing a project like this, where we can help elevate property value by doing this, whether that's just one cabin or it's a huge project or investment project like that, and we can be a small part of that. I'm excited about that opportunity. So when I look at what that transformation looks like on the last day, is that still showing our community that although we're growing, we're still that small local business that wants to invest back in our community. Because if we continue to do that, then they're going to continue to invest in us. And that's how we grow. That's how my family gets to elevate. That's how I get to continue to do good things.
One thing that hasn't been mentioned, and I'm going to tie this back to the family side of things, is Erika still has her grandma and grandpa and a grandma that all live within 10 minutes of here. That being our kids' great grandparents, and her mom and dad are also in this area. So I would say she still has a large amount of family that is here. I could imagine that they would be there, and it would be wonderful to see Erika to be proud of winning with the entire family, whether it's the great grandparents and the kids.
We would get to experience.
We would get to experience that, and I would probably tear up at that moment.
It's not just about the brand awareness that comes, but for me, the part of it that is exciting is the journey to see what can we do? How are we pushing ourselves to be better? Whether that's giving back to the community or being involved in a show like this or remodeling a condo in Orange Beach and offering that to other clients there. How do we continue to get better? And that's part of that competitive side of us. Everywhere you look, there's a Walgreens, there's a CVS across the street. Put me in a room with someone that's better than me. Put me in a room with someone that's going to push me to be better. And if you're asking nationally known or nationally accredited designers and other builders and flippers to be a part of this, and I want to see if I can ante up. I want to see if I can do it. And if I fall short, I'll be okay. But then I have to get better. I have to get better, right? It's to push me to be better.
As you know, the worse it is when you get it, that's just more exciting because it's going to look that much better. I mean, let's face it, if the cabins look pretty nice now, it wouldn't be as exciting.
No, the fact that they look heinous is what.
This budget's going to be pretty tight. We're going to have to be creative. And so I think that drives us. It's the competitiveness, I think, that we're like, okay, let's see what we can do.
Yeah.
If anybody can figure it out, we can.
For your final pitch, why should people root for you on a reality TV show called Cabin Wars?
Simple why? Because we root for ourselves. We rooted on ourselves and we believed in ourselves when we stepped out to become entrepreneurs to do it. And we want to be that voice for those couples or individuals that might have a little bit of self-doubt that they can't do it. We can look in the mirror and say, we did it 7 years ago. We took the leap of faith and we're here and we might have this great opportunity to show you what we can do and why we're good at what we do.
Do you feel like your story, once you get the opportunity to tell it, will inspire others to do the same thing?
So
yeah,
I do.
Erika started this business by herself. The house that we live in now was our first house that we ever built. It's a $750,000 house. It's 4,200 square feet. So we're pretty bold and brave. That was our first project. And then the next one was for clients.
I actually started the business without a contract in hand.
Yeah.
I had a website done and we did it all with no debt. And still to this day, we have no debt. I won't do it. So in my opinion, we are the true face of, if you want to do it, go get it.
You can do it.